In this video, we will see whether LinkedIn Premium is worth it or not. So we will see the differences between the free version and the paid version, and more specifically, LinkedIn Sales Navigator. The goal is that at the end of the video, you know exactly if LinkedIn Premium is interesting for you or not, and if you need to switch your plan. So let's start, and for that, we will go on my computer. So I made a mind map because the LinkedIn paid plans are really complicated to understand. So here we will see what's the differences between the free version and the paid version of LinkedIn. And for the paid version, it includes LinkedIn Premium and LinkedIn Sales Navigator. So let's start with the free version. So on LinkedIn, you have all the basics functionalities, but you have a lot of restrictions. You can only send a few connections requests a week. You have a limited search. It's about 50 a month. And you can't see when you have someone who saw your profile. You see that someone saw your profile, but you don't know exactly who saw your profile. Now on the paid version, you can guess that it will change a lot. So the first thing is that you can see who saw your profile. So for example, if we go on my LinkedIn account, here on the left, I have profile viewers. And if I click on it, as you can see, I have more than 1,200 people who saw my profile during the past 90 days. And I have the list of all these people here. So without a LinkedIn paid plan, I won't be able to see who exactly saw my profile. On top, you have some filters. And if I click here on all filters, I can see that I can select the date range, interesting viewers, company, industry, location, and actually that's all. So for example, I can say that I want people who are in the industry advertising services, and I click here on show results. And here I have all the people that are in the industry advertising services. And we have 105 people who saw my profile during the last 90 days. It's very interesting to reach out to these people because they already saw my first name, last name, probably what I do, and basically they are not cold leads because they know who I am. The next feature you have when you have a LinkedIn paid plan is that you have email, and basically an email is a message that you can send to someone who is not in your first degree network. So if you want to reach out to people who are in your second or third degree network, you need to send either a connection request, and then once they accept your connection request, you can send a message. But if you have email, you can reach out to these people without sending a connection request. So let's have a look on that on LinkedIn. So here I'm on the profile of Thomas Perron, and Thomas Perron is in my first degree network. So when I click here on message, as you can see, I can send a message to him for free. So for example, I can say, "Hi Thomas, I'm doing this," and so on. And then all I have to do is to click on send, and Thomas will get my message. I'm able to do that because Thomas is in my first degree network. Now, if we have a look at someone who is in my second degree network, so for example, Matthew, if I click here on message, it will be a little bit different. So if we compare to Thomas, so here I can just write my message and then click on send, but here it's a bit different because it's an email. Here, for example, we have used one of 45 email credits. So when I send a message to someone who is in my second or third degree network, I have to use my email credit. So for example, I can say, "Hi Matthew, I'm doing this," and so on. And then all I have to do is to click here on send, and it will use one of my email credit. So basically, sending an email is good because it allows you to send a message to someone who is not in your first degree network. I will not dive into the details of LinkedIn email. I've already made a video on this topic. If you want to check this video, you can click on the top right of your screen. One interesting feature when you have a paid plan is that you have access to unlimited search on LinkedIn. So if I go back to LinkedIn, here you have the search bar. So here, for example, let's say that I want to reach out to people working at PayPal. So I have to click here on PayPal, and then I click on people. And here, as you can see, I have people working at PayPal. So here, for example, we have Tiffen, who is a senior account executive at PayPal, strategy and operation, and so on. But what's very interesting is that you have access here to some filters to filter these results. And if I click here on all filters, I'm able to filter them because I have access to some more filters. So we have, for example, connections. So I can select, for example, just people who are in my second Go network. We have actively hiring, locations, current company, connections off, followers, past company, school, industry, profile language, open to, service categories, and here's some keywords. So let's say that I want people at PayPal based in the US and click here on show results. And here, as you can see, I have 55 results. So basically it's people who are in my second Go network based in the US and they are working for PayPal. So as you can see, it's powerful because it allows you to build a list of leads. Finally, one of the most important feature of LinkedIn paid plan is that you will be able to send way more connection requests to people who are in your second or third Go network. So with the paid plan, like LinkedIn Premium, you will be able to send between 400 to 800 connection requests. And I forgot to mention that it's by months. So as you can see here, between 400 to 800 connection requests, we have a huge gap. And that's because LinkedIn gives more leverage to people who have a strong LinkedIn account. So if you have a LinkedIn account for like 10 years and you are active on LinkedIn, you will be able to send 800 connection requests. But if you have a new LinkedIn account for like, I don't know, 3 weeks, it's most likely that you will be able to send only 400 connection requests a month. I say only, but of course it's way more compared to the free version, because with the free version, it's like just a few connection requests per week. So actually this feature is why most people choose to buy a LinkedIn paid plan, because it allows you to reach out to way more people compared to the free version of LinkedIn. Now that you know the differences between the features of the LinkedIn paid plan and the LinkedIn free plan, let's have a look at the premium paid plans. So you have two plans. The first one is LinkedIn Premium Career and the second one is LinkedIn Premium Business. So here you can see the LinkedIn Premium Career page, and yeah, we have a lot of boring information, but what you have to know is that with Premium you will be able to see who saw your profile, you have 5 emails a month, and you will have access to better search filters, and you will be able to do more search on LinkedIn. So of course on this page they don't give you the price, but for this plan, so the LinkedIn Premium Career, it's $39 a month. For the business plan, it's almost the same. You just have more emails a month, so you have 15 emails per month. And of course, you don't have a price, and the price for this plan is $59 a month. So if you just start on LinkedIn and you want to send a lot of connection requests, I recommend you to use this plan, so the career one, because honestly, this one is not really useful. So to answer this question, is LinkedIn Premium worth it or not? Of course, the answer is it depends, and it depends of your situation. If you don't need to reach out to a lot of people on LinkedIn, you can stay on the free version of LinkedIn, but of course you will be limited to send only a few connection requests a week. If you are more serious about doing LinkedIn outreach, you definitely need to have a paid plan, and the cheapest paid plan to send between 400 to 800 connection requests a month is the LinkedIn Premium Career one. And for $39 a month, you can reach out to this number of people. Now, if you want to build a list of leads from LinkedIn, it's definitely worth it to try LinkedIn Sales Navigator. So LinkedIn Sales Navigator is a LinkedIn paid plan. You have 3 plans. I won't dive into the details of each plan, but for 99% of us, core is more more than enough. And with this, you will have access to LinkedIn Sales Navigator. So on Sales Navigator, I have way more filters compared to the filters I had on LinkedIn. So for example, we have company headcount, which is a very good filters to have. And this filter doesn't exist on the LinkedIn filters. This one, current job title, it's same. You have it on Sales Navigator, but you don't have it on LinkedIn. So for example, I can combine the filters and say that I want people in a company headcount between 1,000 to 5,000 people with the current job title CEO. And you can see on the top right of my screen that we have 170k results. So we have a lot of people. I will not dive into the details of LinkedIn Sales Navigator because I've made a 1-hour masterclass on it. It took me 3 weeks to do this video. So if you want to check this video, you can click on the top right of your screen. So what you need to understand about LinkedIn Sales Navigator is that it helps you to build a qualified list of leads. And of course, you can play with many filters to really target your ideal customers. Unfortunately, there are some problems with Sales Navigator. The first one is that you can't export your leads from Sales Navigator. So you need a third-party tool to export the leads. So if you want to export your leads from Sales Navigator into a clean leads file, you can try Give Me Leads. So we have a free trial. You can click in the first link in the description to try Give Me Leads. And then at the end, you have a file like this one where you have all the data that comes from LinkedIn Sales Navigator. And what's interesting is that you have, of course, all the data from LinkedIn. So you have first name, last name, company name, job title, LinkedIn URL, but you have the verified email. So it's always useful if you want to do some cold email. So with a tool like Give Me Leads, you don't waste time to find your best leads. You just give your target, and at the end, you get your clean leads file that you can easily import in your CRM or upload it in your favorite outreach tool. So if you want to try it out, you can click in the first link in the description. Now I wish you a nice day and I see you in the next video. Bye bye.